Hi, good morning, everyone. It's just a chat with Bumi Alabi once again. How are you doing? And how has been your week? Yes, it's an amazing weekend again. Like I used to say, everything is going to work well for you. No matter what you're going through, everything is going to work well. It's only a matter of time. When there's life, there's hope for you. And, in as much as you are still living, you still have a breath coming out through you, it shows that God is not done with you. You understand? So I believe that for everything we are going through, there's a time and season for it. For everything that has a beginning, surely has an ending. So no matter the trials and the challenges you are going through, the end is going to come shortly. So just keep standing by. And today I have amazing people here. Yes, so yes, it's a birthday weekend. We have some celebrities that had their birthday this weekend. Yes, they are celebrities, and on 7th of July, a queen was born. Two queens were born this same week. Many decades ago, like over 4 decades ago, and I'm glad they are here this morning with me. Please join me as I celebrate MOG, who celebrated her birthday
Good
a
morning,
few days ago,
everyone.
and Lady Avalon too. Her birthday was on
Happy
10th
birthday.
of July, so happy birthday to you both.
Thank you.
Happy
So how was
birthday.
the
Thank
birthday
you,
celebration? So,
Fine.
this birthday here now.
We're still in the season.
See, the season of
Yes.
birthday. Well, is it only birthday that you have to make fine here? Go, why is it that birthday?
But at least let's
birthday?
make it special.
Because you don't have the time.
No time.
Yeah,
So
you
I
see
just
now?
have
Can you
to
see?
like
Can
struggle
you
with the
see?
time
Don't
to get
struggle with
something
that's what
out.
you are saying. Don't wait till your birthday before you look good, before you
It is well.
it is your hair. Please, I beg your hair. Lady Avala was a birthday. Hope you didn't go to shop.
Slept.
You slept.
Yeah,
Sleeping birthday.
Sleeping birthday.
Okay,
Ah.
okay. I guess
Yes, I understand.
at least
Yeah,
to make the day memorable one.
Yeah.
Well, glad you enjoyed the day.
Rested.
Yeah,
Yes,
your face
I-
will look rested.
Yes,
Well
I
rested.
rested well.
I wish you many more beautiful
Amen.
years ahead.
Thank
Good
you.
health, abundance, plenty money in your
Amen.
account. All right, so a quick one. Today we have a special guest in the house today. See, I've been trying to bring her on set. I said, see, we need you on set. She's a very busy person, and by the time I introduce her, you know that she's very, very busy. She doesn't have the time. But today, she really honored God in us by joining us on Just a Chat this morning. Please join me as I welcome Barrister Queen Omokehinde.
Thank you.
This is your girl to do so intimidate.
Oh, wow.
As in, this
Wow, nice to be here.
And
Oh,
so good to
wow.
have you
Okay,
here.
I used to be embarrassed by diastema. And then in primary school, then Babangida was set as president, and people would say, "Are you Babangida's sister?" So maybe I'll become the president of the country one day. So
Very soon.
if this qualifies,
Okay, so
if that's the qualification.
you're welcome. So we'd like you to introduce yourself properly to our audience.
All
so that we
right.
can meet you.
Good morning, everyone, depending on where you are. My name is Barrister Queen. I am a legal practitioner. I have base in Lagos. I'm based in Lagos, and my expertise is in maritime and commercial law. But because of my passion for humanity, I'm deeply involved in human rights.
Human rights
And I'm
activist.
When some battles choose you, and sometimes the
choose your
fact you choose your, but
You choose the
human,
battle,
human,
you have to choose
human
the
rights
battle.
chose me. And I just find out that because I am so passionate about helping other people, and then probably my pastoral side took the better part of me. So my involvement in human rights, have been able to join a lot of human rights organizations, and currently I'm the secretary of the Human Rights Committee of Nigerian Bar Association Lagos branch. So that's me.
I'm sure they call you Iwe.
Okay.
For when I see lawyers, then I'm be like, hey, lawyer, hey, I'm be like big grammars, and be like, well, thank you for coming on set
All right.
today. But let's start from there. You said human rights activists. Why did you choose that area? Or is it that area that chose you, or there was a circumstance that you went through
Okay,
that made you to go
it
into
was
that?
circumstantial.
Okay, would you like to share that with us?
All right, then I have a bit of experience working in the court.
Okay.
And that I didn't also choose because I was a science student.
Wow.
On my way to being a medical doctor. And then, jam in Nigeria is jamming. So what happened the first time was that I wrote jam and they misspelled my name. So for that singular reason, I didn't get an admission, and I had started looking for holiday job pending. So I started working in the courts. And then that was because an uncle of mine said, don't work in the bank. He was a bank manager, and he could have easily helped me do some small things around the bank until I get admission. He said when I start seeing money, that I will not be focused, and when I see a lot of money coming in, and I will think I will have my interest based on getting money. So he said he has a friend that is in the court. So that's the first time I actually have interactions with law courts, and also I was not really interested.
So not really you are interested.
No.
But do you know that God is like God is
orchestrating your path? Yes,
because
so I was there for 4 years, and all the 4 years, every day I was writing to say, hello, can you help me admission? I'm coming. These are right, uncles are right, but didn't come until I even studied accountancy BSc when I didn't get admission to study medicine, and I thought I was done until I had cause to be rerouted again. It was a personal experience of my own rights being denied, and I kept asking when they didn't answer. And my sister was like, you could do this law thing safe if they are telling you to. It's a story that is long, but long story cut short. I am studying law, and all the while studying law, I wasn't too keen. I was like, very soon I'll leave these people, and then when this wahala is sorted, I have my BSc, I'll do my masters, I get into the bank. But it was in my 300 level that I started having a change of perspective that whatever is worth doing well is worth doing at all, is worth doing well. So that was And on the human rights side, of course, when you are wired in Nigeria, your first instinct is survival. You want to, everybody's struggling to survive because there's nobody in Nigeria. Majority of Nigerians live below the $1 daily, $1 daily. Yes, so most of us are barely above the poverty line. Sad but true. So when you see a lot of people scramble for things, and then they want to kill, they want to maim, and they want to make sure that they have their way, you find out that a lot of people are trampled on. So that was what happened. Somebody called in 2020, a friend. I wasn't like police. I've seen a lot of courts, wahala, police, wahala. So when I was cutting my practice, I was focusing on commercial and business. But this person called that the brother was arrested. And at the end of the day, the person had spent 5 days. As at the time I got in, the person was able to spend another 4 days. So in the end, he came out. But that experience was shortly after COVID.
Okay.
So, and I saw a lot. I won't mention the police station or the people for the sake of, so that was what sparked
your interest in humanity.
in getting involved in human rights.
Well, thank you very much, lawyer. Barrister, sorry.
You are correct. You're first a lawyer.
Before barrister.
Even the barrister, some people, the Nigerian lawyers are saying, don't barrister yourself. You are called as a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Okay.
An advocate and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So, but because it's in the local palace, you are barristers, so we just enjoy the barrister.
Okay, barrister. All right, thank you very much. Okay, a quick one. I really want us to focus more on human rights, because a lot of us, we just become victim, and we don't even know our right. We don't know why we were victimized. You know, we went through a lot of things, and a lot of people have been, they have paid for the wrong or what they didn't do, and they were victim of a lot of things that they can't even explain, and they just have to just flow with the bride that, okay, they say I'm guilty. They say, I don't have an entitlement to do this. And we are just going along with it, and we don't know that, oh, this thing is your right. You know, imagine somebody, okay, maybe you have access to an asset, and you've been suffering for years. You don't know that, okay, you have access to this thing, and you think maybe it's not your own. And maybe after many years, you discover that, oh, this thing that you are even suffering for, you have access to this huge thing at the end of the day, and you were like, oh, so I've suffered for nothing for all this while. You understand? A lot of people are in prison. They've been prison. They've really been suffer a lot of things they didn't even know about. Some people have been killed, and people just let it slide like that. We really want to know our civil rights, Abby. You understand? So that
Fundamental rights.
fundamental
Yeah,
human
fundamental,
rights.
yes.
As a citizen, we know that, like, somebody, we're talking about that. Somebody said, Nigeria, do you have a right in Nigeria? But
We do.
we do, but we don't know it. So that's why we
Okay.
bring you as a professional here, so that you can just enlighten us on our general human rights.
All right. Thank you for the privilege.
You're welcome,
I want to thank the ladies too and my audience. Thank you for that question. And let me set an analogy. Basically, you are entitled to rights by the fact that you are the citizen of a nation, or that you are a human being completely. So those rights are inalienable. They are inalienable rights. They are rights that cannot and should not be taken from you because you are a human being. Let me also use this analogy. I read of somebody who got on a ship, and because they could get a medium ticket, when it's time for them to go out for meals, they will enter into one cabin and share their cabin biscuits. Then until one day, their child ran off and entered into another compartment of the ship where buffet is being served, and the child stole something. And the mother was alarmed and took the child to the captain of the ship and, like, oh, her son has stolen something. They are very honest people. They want to return this because the child is not supposed to be there in the first place. They have a small ticket for where. And the captain said, oh, that is part of your voyage.
Wow.
The ticket covers your meal,
The meal,
covers
the buffet.
everything. So the fact that you are a Nigerian, Nigeria is a sovereign state. Why we are a state is because we are sovereign, we have some rights, we are recognized worldwide, we are recognized in the Committee of Nations, and we have a constitution. And this constitution guarantees some rights. It's like the Bible of the country. Like everybody reads the Bible, I suggest that we could take a glance at the constitution. Although it is not perfect, like some people said, the Constitution of America starts with we the people of America, but the Constitution of Nigeria is forced upon us by the military, that the military just said, okay, the Provisional Ruling Council have decided. But for now, this is what we have. And we have been working with it since 1999, and it was amended a few times and still going to be amended soon. But under this constitution, chapter 4 of it, that's Constitution of the Federal Republic 1999 as amended, chapter 4, which is guarantees your fundamental rights. And these rights are the Universal Declaration of Peoples and Human Rights. It is also a declaration of the United Nations, which was declared in 1948. That's in Geneva. So Nigeria, we have domesticated these rights. That, okay, we too, we are a sovereign nation. That's why we are recognized. So these rights are there for us. You have a right to life. Nobody can take your life except by court injunction or by order of court. You have a right to fair hearing. You have a right that when you are arrested, you'll be taken to court within 24 hours or 48 hours, as the case may be, depending on the location of the court. You have a right to a counsel. You have a right to own property. You have a right to privacy. You have a right to association. You can decide to be a Christian today, tomorrow you want to be a Islam, or you want to be anything. You have a right of freedom of thought expression. So these are all rights guaranteed. I can't begin to enumerate them for want of time.
In fact, those ones are they're even the basic. Let's even start from the first one.
So,
right to life.
Right to speech, free speech.
You see, that one,
and all that.
Sorry, right to life and right to speech, to
express yourself.
These two rights has been, it's maybe, I don't know, it's been the other way around in our country, in the system now.
All right.
And I think I really want us to really use this as a case study. Okay, I think the NSAS issue is a very, very common case study that everybody tried to say, okay, at least we have a right to this, we have a right to speech, Soros, okay. And the youth gather and say, okay, let's stand for our right and at least be the voice to the nation, as a democratic country, you understand? But we all know what really went after the old NSAS issue. So this right, are we really living by it? It's like we are not really enjoying the right. We are not living by the right. And anyone that stands to say, oh, I have a right as a citizen, they silence them. Either they take that right of life from them, or so.
All right.
Why should that be?
May I?
Yes, I'm done.
Question?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me say this. Most times rights are sacrosanct, as in it is yours. This is mine. Recently I ran into the lecturer that took us criminal litigation in law school, and when he was taking us, sir, I really want to thank you for taking us through criminal litigation, but it is what you taught us versus what we are seeing. It is like what I ordered versus what I got. I said, you told us that when somebody is arrested, you walk in, introduce yourself, that you are the lawyer, and that you are ready to provide a reliable surety that they should release him and the bail is free. And he started smiling. I said, you didn't tell us that. You could be beaten. Somebody could tell you this is not a matter for lawyers, And I said, you need to reteach us that criminal litigation. But on the lighter side, because these rights are given, we should enforce them. And it is not only the government that enforces it. The first step in enforcing is that you should be aware that it is all yours. Because we are not aware, most times what happens is that somebody tells you, you will go to court, I will lock you, I will do this. So the threats already puts the person in a place, and the person does not say, okay, let's go to court. And of course, going to court means my practice exposed me to the fact that if you say go to court and you say let's go there, it depends on where you are.
As what?
Where you are based on your location. For where I was coming from, Middle Belt, Nigeria, if police says I'll take you to court, I say let's go. Because I know that same day I can have access to all my relatives. I can call my lawyer. The judge can say, okay, you are giving bail on liberal terms, provide a surety, and I'm on my way home. And some other time you can come and argue what you said I've done. But in this part of Nigeria, when you say let's go there, some people would have, of course, by the time the court arranges itself, by the time they sift through all the thousands of cases for the day, which is no fault of theirs, by the time you just think of the traffic in Lagos, that's how we have congested courts. And then by the time the person is granted bail, probably you need a surety, and the surety has to be a taxpayer, and then you have to find out and verify. The person may likely sleep in Kirikiri or Ikoyi, depending on where it is. It's not a bedroom flat. So I would advise you differently. So what I would say to people is, the first thing is that even though these rights are there, you might need to fight for it sometimes. And fighting is, you might need to get conversant with the rights. You might need to have legal representation. Like most of us, we take care of our hair, we spend a lot of time in the spa, but we don't have lawyers. Some of us have lawyers who are just taking care of other businesses. You can't call them in the day of trouble and they will answer you, because that is not their tough. But then, as a person, we are supposed to be our own advocates. The NSAS issue you mentioned was an unfortunate incident and was a big opportunity missed by Nigerians to call for good governance. And it was both sides. We are thinking, oh, it's the police brutalizing citizens. The police themselves had their own side, that if they told their stories, you weep. You know, I was in a meeting with the former DIG. He was a DIG before he retired. And they were all police lawyers. They are lawyers in the police. And they said, when we talk of human rights, is it that police too are not human beings? Is it that their own rights cannot be protected? That during that period, some people killed and boiled policemen meat, and they showed themselves on camera eating it as if they are eating police. Yes. And nothing was done. They also enumerated how they will carry, some of their men are made to carry bags of VIP, they will be slapping them, you know. So,
but sorry, but for cutting, don't you know, the people that do this, don't you think they are the citizens that have realized that the government are not ready to do anything? Okay, they are trying to stand for their rights, and the right they're trying to stand for is not really, as in they are not really getting it, and so it's a way to, okay, the police that are now brutalizing us,
let's brutalize them back.
Take law into our hands. Because,
yes.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, they were asking, okay, who ordered for them to pull the trigger or something.
Yes.
That they were asking that. I think it was from the top. Yes. And this one, you know, I think what you would have said in that area is, as this police, they are subjected to an authority.
Sure.
They're under an authority. So they had to respond to the ordered instruction they are given. And by the time, you know, when this citizen has all these gangs, and when they get hold of the policemen, you pity some of these policemen.
That's what
because the policemen said. By the time they start their own, I saw a case of but please, I'm going to give you a chance so I can ask her your questions too. You know, there was a woman that was crying in the police station. I saw it online, and she said her son was killed in the police station. A policeman killed her son, and they were doing video, and maybe they were showing the mother that we killed your son, and they were like, you know, now imagine maybe the boy, maybe he was a gang, maybe he has a gang.
Yes, yeah.
By the time this gang to want to retaliate, do you think they will spare any policeman, regardless of you understand? So I think it's like, do me, I do you thing.
Yes, that is where you just took it off my mouth. We are in a society that is like dog eat dog.
Yeah.
Everybody is oppressing the other. And it is because of our carryover and hangover from military rule, long military rule. Self-help. You want to grab it. Everybody wants to. It's not even self-defense, it's self-help.
Okay.
You feel that the way to get justice is to do it yourself. When there are laid down procedures to get justice. And for the NSAS matter, I said it's an opportunity missed for us to really set things in order, because what culminated in that NSAS didn't start in October 2020. It was years of people having their short end of the stick with the police. People were arrested, had the landlord who arrested the tenant because the gate was bad. The tenant entered and the gate got broken or something, and he reported to SARS. And when the person called me that they say you should report at SARS, I said, are you an armed robber? He said, no. Explain what happened. He said, I said, don't go there until you see me. I didn't even know what I was doing for the person until NSAS happened. So there are so many people who thought they were confronting simple issues until they are there, they are being tortured, somebody is wearing a cap, a red cap, having dread, has a computer, is in a tinted vehicle, is going along with his friends. They are probably sharing a drink. Please, there is no crime here. And the police they are reasonably suspected to be a Yahoo, reasonable suspicion. So on that basis, they just arrest, and some people have died. There's the unfortunate incidents of the Alu 4. So all these were culminating into a snowball until the youths who are the target, like, we can't go any further. End SARS. Before you knew it, it has gotten to that point. And what they were asking for was what would have made life easy for everybody. Good governance, police welfare, stop the brutality, disband SARS. I wish they had listened and didn't allow the thing to escalate. But the lessons has been learnt. So many panel of inquiries. You see some police stations have been rebuilt. But sometimes we still see pockets of violence and things that ought not to be.
Okay, my own question is actually I've learned a lot.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know, like we said that do me, I do you back thing is what is what
They
is
will sing it, if you do me, I do you. God knows the best.
But as you said that we have our human rights, fundamental human rights. How do we defend ourselves? Okay, we don't want to go through the route of you do me, I do you. How do we defend ourselves? How do we cry out legally that people will be like, okay, this is the right way to fight for your right? Because like what she said, people think that the government, let me say the government are not really fighting for us. You said the right to life. They're not protecting our lives. You understand? And we're like standing to protect our life. But at the end of the day, we said that it is illegal. It is not the right way to do that. How do we do it? What's the right? How do we protect our right?
Okay. Thank you. But so even before that, you know, I just want to make a scenario. Maybe you were discussing something behind the scene that, okay, a policeman stopped you in the middle of the night, and the next thing was put your head on your if you don't, I will pull the trigger. At that moment, you've been as you can't even say anything.
You just
Yes.
You understand?
Okay,
So,
may we not be confronted? Because even the lawyers, the people post answers. We had a colleague who was returning from a church, from an eatery on Christmas Day, and the policeman said, "Stop." And before the man could pull up, a trigger was hit and it was shot. And then the woman, before they could move her from one hospital to the other, she passed on. But let me still use that scenario because the woman's right, even in her death, was upheld. This police who did that, who pulled that trigger, was sentenced to death. Now, what happened was that the sister of the woman, aware that the policeman should not do that, got down from the car and said, "You have shot my sister. I won't let you go." Held on to, and the man was, I will shoot. He said, "It means you killed many people here today." So that is being aware. I said is the basic thing first. The story you are trying to narrate is the story of my own brother, and it is when I am into some of these things I begin to realize and thank God that how much God has done. Something that I should be doing idupe ojojumo, like every day Thanksgiving. It was his wedding and I was coming with cakes from the north because it was an impromptu order. The person who was to do the cake disappointed at the last minute, and then we're in the car, and then all of a sudden, pull up, your hands on your head. If you move, we will shoot. And then the person, where are you coming from? Kano, Lagos, this. It's even criminals. So the only thing I could say then, I was still a law student, was that take us to the police station. Wow. Your offense is 60,000 naira. I said, we'll pay it at the police station. Wow. I want your DPO to be involved.
Sorry, could you have said that because you're a lawyer?
I was aware that whatever happens, so I was like, take us. I said, we are not criminals. We identify ourselves properly. So they were, of course, on a raid. They were parking, but somehow we were able to come out, and it's because I'm alive that I still told the story. But some people are not so fortunate. We're moving at an ungodly hour of the night, and of course we didn't travel early. So sometimes what I would say to people, stay away from trouble. And when in case you find yourself in trouble, there is the Constitution. Still, I'm still talking of this Constitution because that's what we have for now. Guarantees that it is the courts that determine all matters. Section 6 of the Constitution. Now, there are also ways that we can change our civil matters that we take to police, the things between my neighbor, my tenant and I, things that are not necessary, that are civil, that you can settle quickly with your adversary. Let us explore them. And then another thing I want to say is that sometimes when we say we are aware of these rights, it is not that it's given. Like, I have freedom of speech. I have gone to the air and said, this baby I'm seeing looks like Nathaniel Bassi. I hope you know what I'm talking about.
That's another
So freedom after
of
speech. Your right to swing your hand should stop at your neighbor's nose. So even though we have rights, we should also be civil. So as much as you are civil and you still find that you are in trouble with the law, number one, ask that you be taken to the appropriate place.
Okay.
If you are not at the appropriate place, the police can arrest you anywhere, but they should take you to their station. Ask that you be, of course, the police should tell you that you have a right to remain silent, which is also your right, and whatever you say will be used against you. So you shouldn't be coerced, you shouldn't be tortured. Take note of all those. If you are, then insist that they call a relative, that you need to speak to your relative at least to bail you.
Okay, so you have a right to that.
So you have a right to access bail, and then you have a right to a clean place. I'm not sure that that is guaranteed anyway. Then you have a right to a legal practitioner to come speak to you. They should tell you that right. They should have either the legal aid organization or other organizations, or you tell them you have your own personal lawyer and they contact the person, or that your statements that you are not writing until you see your lawyer, and
because if they ask you to make statement at the station, you shouldn't just put things
that's
down.
a story for another day.
Let
me just say,
briefly,
okay.
Can I ask a question?
All right.
Okay. One time there was a particular time I had an issue in my shop. Something happened, and everybody said go to the police station. And when I got there, they told me you have to write a statement.
Okay.
And the next thing
so you are the complainant.
I'm a complainant. And the next thing they said is you have to pay for a file. So please, I need to understand that aspect. Am I supposed to buy a file for me to write?
Okay.
My.
All right. Let me. I'm going to use these spectacles. Okay. Nigeria is not working.
Okay.
Sadly so. Because our leaders most police stations are not funded. Or some are funded and the funding got stuck somewhere. So if they ask you to buy pen and paper to take your statements, they will put
price down, that 5,000. It was that time, and they came to the shop and when they saw that there was anger.
Okay.
Well, I was like, okay, I think it was my husband that went, and like, why would you have to pay? So when I went there, I was like, what's happening? And I realized that he was getting on my husband because he doesn't like anybody to just cheat him. And they said, come to the shop. I said, okay, is this what happened? Can I take a picture? I said, I am under tension. You're telling me to pay, and then you came to my shop and said, okay, let's take a picture. I said, picture of what? I told you what. Okay, they asked me, where's the padlock? I said, somebody took a padlock away. They were asking questions that I couldn't answer.
Okay, so for now, the police is the only authority in Nigeria that is vested with the power to arrest and arraign people in court. Okay. So for now, they are still our friends until we have state police. I don't know how that modality will work. And then, unfortunately, like I was saying, police is not well funded like every other sector of Nigeria. That's why we have refineries that are not working. So if we have that at the back of our minds, if what they are asking is paper to write, biro to write, still they said, according to how we took up the IG once, and he was like, the police commissioner, not the IG, commissioner of police said, if it is a reasonable request, that they don't have. But if it becomes unreasonable, we can complain. Yeah. And there's a police complaint WhatsApp. I don't know whether we have it. Have we ever complained? There's a police complaint WhatsApp. Yes. WhatsApp. No. You can complain by WhatsApp directly.
Okay, how responsive is that?
It's responsive. Because once I had somebody who was arrested in Ogbomoso, And I didn't say I was a lawyer. I just said somebody's brother complained that they immediately responded, which station is that? So the brother didn't supply more. So it's testing. I hope it is still working.
Okay. Do you have the number?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I have
please
it
just
on
help us
my
call the
phone.
number
I'll maybe after now, because
Okay.
my phone is switched off.
Okay, you can. While we are still before we round
So-
up,
so-
you can still put it on so that because so our
The
audience
police
can-
complaint WhatsApp, and then when one is arrested, you could ask to be taken to the police station. And some people, if you think that it is safer for you to just settle them and go, if it is 20 naira they're asking for, I beg, 20 naira is not too much. I don't know if it's 50 naira. I know that it's still not okay, and I'm not recommending it in any way. But if you are the complainant and you think that you won't go through all that horde, that this person, maybe what I need is an apology, and you people can just do that between yourselves, well and fine. But if you have to go, if you are the defendant now, you are the person that is being arrested, can you reach out to the person who is complaining to you that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this thing will get to this point. Can we? But if it is a crime, it is armed robbery that has happened, you can't just say, forget. The police has to investigate it. And so even as a defendant or a detainee, you have a right to be informed of what offense you are being arrested for. You have a right to have a next of kin by the Police Act of 2020, which is a recent act. You have a right not to be arrested in lieu of another person. Like, for example, it is your son that did something. They didn't see. Okay, like I said, you have a right not to be arrested in lieu of another person.
That will take me to the recent trend of Tony Abraham.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, it's like cyberbullying. I think there was an issue, somebody bullied her and a child, and in the course of that, maybe she arrested the person, I think maybe Twitter or thereabout, and maybe the mother now went to the station that, okay, you have to release my child. And by the time the Twitterian, I don't know how to call them, netizens, by the time they take it out, they said, oh, they twisted the story that she arrested the mom from the shop. So my question is now, can you arrest, maybe the child is the offender, and maybe the child is nowhere to be found? Can you arrest the relative, assuming that is even that is what she did? Can you arrest the relative? Okay, is that possible?
No, it's not. It's not correct under
Legally
the law.
right,
It's not legally right. So some things are happening, they are not lawful.
Okay,
but because we have accepted that it should be, so when they are even looking for the person, you hear somebody say, kò sínlé, ọkọ ẹ̀ ni. They'll pick the husband. That's in Yoruba. That means the man is not around. Or see the spouse. So it's not correct. So you cannot be arrested in lieu of another person.
If yes, as in the case of maybe somebody, the
person who arrested you.
They came for someone, and they will like, okay, since we are not seeing you, you have to follow us to the police station. What do you do? What will you do? Yes. What should you do?
Okay, the law says the police can arrest any person.
Okay.
Irrespective of maybe the offender or
any person, they have a right of arrest, but they have a right to also tell you what you are being arrested for. Now, if at that point you are the one that is being arrested, I said, I am not the one you are looking for. You cannot arrest me. And he's still saying, I have the power to arrest anybody. With or without warrant. Like most people will say, where is your warrant of arrest? So even private citizens have powers of arrest. If you feel that this is the person that has done something and you are capable of arresting the person, you can arrest the person and take over to the police. There is no room for jungle justice or self-help. That's answered the question on self-help. So, and if you are the one that is in that shoe, like there's a recent court judgment. Okay. The person was a university student, and the mother was being wanted by one of those law enforcement agents. I don't want to mention names. And then they took the child, and the lawyer had to sue, and then they had to pay some damages, and the child was released because she couldn't have been responsible for what the mother did. But the police will not learn from court, or the police and some other law enforcement agents, because they are not the only ones guilty. They will not learn that way. So the best is contact your lawyer as soon as possible. If that is the case.
I think, thank you very much, Barrister. I think one of the things I really held on in this discussion is, as an individual, you have the right to have a lawyer. The way you have a family doctor,
family doctor,
you might not know some of this law. The way you are saying section or something, I don't know this thing.
And I'm even so careful not to section things. I only mention the Constitution so that I know that this is an accessible document for everybody.
It's very, very
so important. The way we go to church and carry our Bible, buy your Constitution with you once in a while. The man you are elected, that's another beauty of democracy. Democracy is saying that all of us cannot go to where governance is being done. So we elect you as our representative. So every 4 years they come with you with alibosa, with rice, vote for us. Why do you think they are begging for your votes? If it is that essential to them. You know, of course, some people say votes don't count in Nigeria, but why are they begging for it? Because it is important at that stage. So it is at that stage you could say, if you get there, let's have your phone number. If you get there, but you have a right as citizens to go and watch the proceedings in the House of Assembly. But most of us don't go there.
We don't go.
Yes, you have that right. You could say you want to talk to your local representative. You should have access to him. You could
once they are already in that position,
no. That is it. Make them work. That's what I've been saying all the while. The law is there. Make it work for you.
There was a governor that was going to barber's shop. I remember when he was going to barber's shop trying to cut. Do you remember? And he was cutting hair. He was going to some churches. Do you understand?
Yes.
But now talk about
impounded cars. He was saying that. Sorry, he was almost kneeling down for you. And what happened is because he understood that these people have arisen. The presidential election took place a few weeks ago, and Lagos, let me just mention it. I think it's Lagos State Governor.
You said it.
I'm the one that said. I'm saying we were, and he just saw that the presidential vote did not go in favor of Lagos State. So it's possible that the governorship too will not go. So he was out on the street. So that is how we should hold our elective personnel, our elected personnel accountable. We should go there. If we are not participating, and we have elected them or selected or whatever means they are there, you should have their numbers, their email address. You should be able to call them, and they should be able to listen. You should be able to send complaints in your streets.
Thank you.
I said should because I know that.
Well, I believe your phone is on. Why you wrap up and just ask you? Please try and put your phone on so that we can just get that WhatsApp.
Okay.
Why, I don't know
WhatsApp.
if anybody has any final.
I was going to ask about the issue of bail. How far can we go with bail? So we tell you a particular amount. Is there a particular amount you pay for a particular offence? Or a particular person? Or is it the police that determines how you can bail people or how much you can pay? Or is it negotiable?
I did buy pepper.
Okay, this is also very tricky. And until we get to the point as citizens, maybe when we get serious with some things will change. And some people say after NSAS, because after NSAS, sorry, I will answer the question, but let me just build this background. Okay. I saw somebody who said his brother was shot in the stampede, that the brother was at that point, and there were actually gunshots, according to him. And I said, oh, wow, there is a panel going on. I gave him the address of the panel. I said, you could speak to this lawyer when you get there. Your story can be heard. He said, He said, no. They will say we are hoodlums, that he's not going. So most times we have tolerated things that shouldn't be. So bail, when you enter into the police station, what you should see at display is the DPO's number. then bail is free.
Yes.
Then you see police is not a debt collector. Then you see police is your friend. This, for some police, this should be given, but in some police stations you don't see it. So when I enter police station, in the course of what I do, and I don't see all those, I know the kind of people I'm coming to meet. I know that these people are not accessible. These people will be asking for money. So what I do as a person is to say, we will provide a reliable surety. And as much as possible, I introduce myself. And if the person is going to take what he wants to do, even after doing that, he knows where we will report ourselves to. Now, that is because I am a lawyer. But if, even for some lawyers, they get them beaten. Early this year, I had to participate in a protest, carry placard with Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria. And what are we protesting about? Because we have sat with you people. We have said this is what we want. We have said this is the law. And then we still have that post-2020 SARS and we end SARS, and a lawyer is beaten mercilessly because he went to release it. So bail is free. Now, bail is a right, but it is not all offenses that are bailable. Some offenses are capital in nature. Let me break that down. I hope I'm not speaking too many English.
Just
Capital sentence in nature. That is, if perhaps the person goes through the court processes and the trial, and the person is convicted, the person's life can either go, or the person is given a long sentence. So that's what you call capital. Rape, homicide, murder, all those things. You can't stay at the police station and be saying, give me administrative bail. What the police can give is an administrative bail, which is supposed to be free. So for such cases, you contact a lawyer who will file in the High Court for the bail. But if it is a minor misdemeanor, minor offenses, this person carry theft, phone is missing, my neighbor said something, I replied back, slap me one, he slapped me two.
Somebody owe me money.
Owe me money is not supposed to be there.
Okay, it's not supposed
No,
to be.
no. You are not supposed to use police to collect your debts.
Some people use
Okay,
it.
but because it is faster, when you now go to court, they say come today, come today. But you know those people that use police, they are also going to give police like 10%.
Of course, nobody you get your money.
That is where we are, but it's wrong.
There are some people
Because some people that creditor that is using police to harass your debtor, you can forfeit that your money.
Wow.
If that debtor knows his rights.
Wow.
Yes, because it is a civil.
Because I've seen a debtor.
It's a civil matter.
A civil matter. So that means the person
So
will
the
take it to court,
the person will now say you are using police to infringe on his fundamental rights. You have orchard him.
What should I do if I want to
Of course, in Lagos there is
What do I do?
there is a small claims court, and it's faster.
Okay.
If it is not up to 10 million, you can get your money in 7 months.
Where is their branch here?
Call your lawyer.
Sorry, why you get that?
Not a lawyer.
Numbers,
So
WhatsApp
there's a
number
small
for us.
claims court. You can mediate. You can
Okay.
take the person to. I'm already giving too much of free advice.
Of course,
You can negotiate with the person. You know, some people even owe you. You see, maybe you're happy. You are taking a shebi. You are happy, and you say, me say, loan not 10 million. As the music is going, you just
play.
cash. You just gave him. No evidence that you gave money. And then you wake up from your hangover. Báwo ni 10 million ṣe lọ? Say fún mi lówó mi say owó wo. You know, that means where is the money? So when you are doing it, you didn't involve civil processes that will help you retrieve your money.
But what if there is an eyewitness? Maybe somebody.
Excuse me. You could have transferred. You could have said ask for it with a letter. You could have said I will send it to you by phone. This money is meant for you are paying me so. You didn't put you're not a money lender. You are not a bank. So that's why you now see people resort to that self-help.
Okay.
So it's not right. So bail is a right, but bail is conditional. depending on the kind of offense that has been committed. If it is a small misdemeanor, you can have administrative bail from the police, which should be free. You shouldn't be negotiating on whether you are paying or not. And you should just have a reliable surety. A surety is somebody that would guarantee that anytime they need you, you will be produced. And then sometimes they may require that they know your address, they know where you work, they know what to do, how to trace the person when. So that should be a given. And I want to dare say that some police stations have gone there and taken people out without paying a dime.
Okay.
So,
okay. I'm sorry.
So when they are good people, we should say so.
Why searching for the WhatsApp for that?
Police WhatsApp. I hope I have it.
I quickly want to ask about cyberbullying.
Okay.
Because you know, there is a case trending now that people were like blaming the person that why will you use police to arrest the why not? What is the right? How do I as in how do I go about it when someone bully me online and people were like you don't have the cyber bullying.
Okay. So there are a lot of laws, extant laws. There's a cyber bullying act. There's a cyber act. Let me not call it cyber bullying act. 2015 act on the cyber, but how your engagement should be. I want to be sure of the name.
Okay.
So that I won't call it the name that it is not. But it's a 2015 act.
Okay.
This cyber protection act now. I'm more attuned with the topic of today.
Okay.
So, and the other extant laws, the NITDA, Nigerian Information Technology Act, also talks on cyber protection and bullying. So it is a legislated act. It's an act of National Assembly that says you shouldn't do this online.
Okay.
Then there's also defamation. Defamation can be punishable as a criminal act. Some laws in the north, the penal code. In Nigeria, I said Nigeria. In Lagos. Permits me, Lagos is Nigeria.
Yeah.
The Administration of Criminal Agile, they have don't let me be mentioning laws.
Yes.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that there are laws that criminalize defamation. So sometimes you can report to the police.
Okay.
And it's taken as a crime. But if you feel that it is a tort, that's T-O-R-T, there's a civil wrong, which is also, defamation is also a civil wrong, depending on how it is done. There's defamation, there's libel. Libel, somebody goes on air and talks. So now the tort part is like, if you feel, the damage what this person has said has cost me.
Okay.
I need to take back what this person has done. So you could sue in the courts, the appropriate courts. And depending on the judge, you'll be awarded some handsome money.
Okay. So
depending on the damage, if you can prove that this damage has been done. Of course, the justice system in Nigeria is slow.
I know. So that means you can't arrest the person, but you can only sue.
That I've mentioned too now, that if it is a crime, the defamation falls into a crime, the police can arrest. You can make a complaint.
Okay.
The police.
Okay.
If you think that it is best to go by civil action, you can sue. And some people will institute both actions. It's also allowed.
It's allowed.
Yes.
Okay, because some people were going after her. That's why will she use police to arrest the person that bullied?
She reported at the police, and the police arrested.
Yes.
Okay. Which is,
and people were like, no, it's not right.
No, it depending on the circumstances of the case. Yes. So if she feels like a Mercy Chinwo case that was trending some parts ago, the lawyers wrote to the police.
Okay.
And ordered for the arrest of those people.
Okay.
And then I think they later took it a step further.
Okay.
Wow, thank you very much, Barrister. This has been a really, really insightful time. And I think checking my Google now, I Google a police WhatsApp number online, and
Yes, police complaints WhatsApp
complaints,
number.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in case you can hear me, there's a WhatsApp line here, 09136338289. I come again, 09136338289. That is my WhatsApp group for police to DM. And there's another one I got here too, for Lagos Police CRU WhatsApp.
Yes.
09. How many one is this?
11111 is a lot of one that ends with 5 or 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 7-1, then 5-1. Yes.
Yeah.
0971. That is 111 in 7 places, then 5-1. Yes, I'm coming again the last time. 0971. That is 11111 in 7 places, then 5-1. That is police. Lagos Police _police CRU WhatsApp number. So
and you can try and lay hold in your locality, get acquainted with who is the DPO
in your
who is the PPRA, your police public relation officer in your state. I'm not talking for them, I'm not marketing for them.
For citizens,
sake of citizens.
Humanitarian now.
Then there are human rights organizations, the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria, the NBA Lagos, my own branch. We have a human rights desk that we created. You can file complaints there. Then on your own, I want us to be more involved and be more active as individuals. Like, get conscious of what is happening in my environment. If you see something, where do you say the something? Because where you say
like a witness?
No. What I mean, being a witness is a whole ball game together. Being aware, who is even your chairman of local government? Do you even know his office? We may know our ballet sometimes. We know our pastor. That's all the time we are bullying pastors.
We go to pastor everything.
We bully them online because that's the little leadership that we see that is working. But the leadership that we are paying them, they are using our taxes. We are paying them allowances. We are not putting them to work. We are not putting them to work. We are not visiting the National Assembly. We are not participating. The only time we participate in the election is to vote.
And if our road is bad, we have the right to go and meet our chairman.
So get aware, get acquainted with
Thank you very much, Barrister.
Civil responsibilities.
Okay, Barrister. So now, final word now. So if I want to hire you as my personal family lawyer, is there a way people can reach you? How can I be now?
Okay. So currently we are prohibited from advertising.
Okay, it's against the law too.
Because this is a professional ethics.
Okay.
So if I'm leaving my phone number, you want to make inquiries and all that, on this space now, it is not allowed. It's not proper.
Okay. But if they want to reach out to you, how they should reach out to us?
You can contact, or I could circulate. Know your rights. If you want me to do that, I can circulate it, and then my phone number will be there. So for ethical reasons, I'm not leaving my phone number. But if you call me to consult with me and all that, I'll put my. It's a different thing entirely.
Wow. Thank you very much, Barrister. This is, it's always good, like you don't just base our discussion on one angle. We just want to be as all-rounded. To knowing your right is one of the things we really need, and I think we are going to bring you back again, as in talking about knowing your rights, taking it into a family setting now, talking about so many other cases, as in right to custody of a child. We've seen so many cases of single mother, single father. Okay, my baby mama doesn't allow me, give me access to my.
I hope you are not talking of a musician.
This is only just a case. It's a case study.
Funny enough, I've had a lot of some sort of such cases.
Yeah, we are not going to that. But I know, talking about divorce and separation. We want to go into that area.
God hates divorce.
But as a law, as in legally, you know what is right now.
What God has joined together, don't let me put us under.
But what They want to put asunder themselves and they were asking for help.
Oh wow.
I think someone said that if you take somebody else's wife, there's a law that is against you, that's backing you up, as you know. All right, thank you so much, Barrister. It's a nice time hanging out with you on Just a Child this morning, and I hope you do have to come back next time when we call you.
I hope it will be soon or next year.
Yeah,
Sometimes or never.
Don't say never. Never say never. According to law, session once. All right, thank you very much. It's been an amazing time here today to teach us about our rights. Yes, human rights, so that you don't just say, this one are village people or these are that. You know, so this one is your right as a citizen of Nigeria. All right, this is where we're going to call it a wrap on Just a Chat this week. I hope you've learned a lot, and I want to thank our guests once again and my wonderful celebrant ladies, Emoji and Avalon. Yes, and to our viewers, thank you for watching us all the time. To our subscribers, thank you. And so to returning subscriber, thank you very much. And for you that are just watching, passing by, please do well to subscribe to this channel. We will appreciate that a lot. And if you have a comment, you have something you want to talk about, you want to know, please drop it. Our barrister will join us online to answer your questions.
Yes, if you want to chat with Just a Chat,
yes.
So
So
you
just
can
drop
put
a
your
comment.
questions.
Yes,
and if you require me to DM, you want to be a DM away from me,
yes,
you
so
could request that.
so
I can't just throw it that.
As you need a pastor in your life, you need a lawyer too. You have a doctor, you need a lawyer in your life too. Lawyer, their own prayer is, Lord, let me have a case to answer.
No. Our lawyer and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from trouble. And the lawyer's prayer is also, yes, we don't also like trouble. Stay away from trouble as much as you can.
The more trouble you see, the more
stay away from trouble. As more
as much as
the more
possible.
property you buy, the more intellectual property you protect. So lawyers are not called upon me on the day of trouble and I'll answer you. It is God. But if you have done all to stay out of trouble, trouble still finds you. Call your lawyer.
Okay, well, that's what you heard from our barrister, Omokehinde Queen. All right, this is where we're going to wrap it up on Just a Chat today. Till we come away again next week for another interesting episode. It's me, Bumi Alabi, saying have an amazing weekend. Bye.